Is that the documents be noted, and I call the member for Fowler.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. We just heard the member for Cook sharing the story that the Sutherland Hospital doesn't have an MRI in his electorate. Well, not only Sutherland Shire Hospital doesn't have an MRI, neither does Fairfield Hospital in my electorate of Fowler. We don't have an MRI machine either. Not only that, we've got a hand clinic there that is services people from across the region, and yet it's operating out of Demountable. So there's so much in terms of the area, our area, the health needs of our area that needs real investment from federal and state government. Well, it's been almost 2 months since the 2024-25 budget was released. A future Made in Australia plan was the centrepiece, except I saw less of a future for my constituents in Fowler and Western Sydney. We have now clocked over the new financial year on 1st of July 2024, and I know the government has paraded their budget achievements, such as the tax cuts and the one-off $300 rebate payment energy relief available for every household, and the $325 for small businesses. This may sound like a good deal for Australians and small businesses, but is it really, especially for my constituents in Fowler? I asked the Prime Minister in the chamber this week whether he could guarantee that struggling families in Western Sydney won't go backwards with their cost of living from July the 1st, following these grand announcements from the budget. In a roundabout way, there was no guarantee from the Prime Minister and the government. I get that the tax cuts would provide some relief to my constituents. However, a one-off $300 payment provides minimal support in the face of 4% CPI and the ongoing cost of living crisis. Household expenditures remain volatile in prices amidst inflation. The cost of food, energy and household needs have jumped, and honestly, the people of Fowler would feel the pressure the most. Our median personal weekly income is $521, and the family weekly income is $1,529. The median weekly rent is about $370. For an individual within Fowler, they would be left with about $151. They would need to pay for the groceries, food, cost of commuting to work, and needs of their children. I think I don't need to do the math to know that they're spreading their money thin to survive in this economy. And not to mention the high petrol prices, and I have continuously called on the government to do something about this issue, to provide some kind of short-term relief for families who use cars to drive long distances to work. So when I held a Bring Your Bill Day early this year, where over 100 constituents came to our events struggling to pay their bills. Most shared that they were unable to keep up with the cost of living crisis. I had constituents bring their children to the event, asking if they were offering free meal services or relief. This is heartbreaking. As a parent, your duty is to be able to give your children the basic needs for their upbringing, food. Yet this is becoming a challenge, especially in Western Sydney. Even after the Bring Your Bill Day event, we had an influx of constituents contacting our office for further assistance and facilitation of cost of living relief. Due to the demand, I have decided to hold a second Bring Your Bill Day in August 2024 to assist my struggling constituents. Deputy Speaker, I'm doing what I can to assist my constituents on the ground. I ask that the government do more to assist with the cost of living crisis and offer relief that targets Australians who are doing it tough. My qualms with this budget do not stop here. Small businesses almost get no slice of the pie within the budget. Eligible small businesses can expect a one-off $325 rebate on their energy bill. Now, I know that there are small businesses in my electorate whose energy bill has gone from $4,000 to triple, to about almost $12,000. So this $325, while it's a great thing, I don't know how big of a dent that will make on such a large bill for small businesses. I acknowledge that the $20,000 instant write-off for small businesses has been extended for another 12 months. However, the cost of equipment and inventory exceeds this, and the instant write-off may not give the relief required. Instead, we should invest more in small businesses. The Future Made in Australia plan revealed a $1 billion initiative to create a manufacturing base for solar products. Deputy Speaker, my electorate is replete with manufacturers and is the largest employer in my electorate. Why are we not investing in smaller manufacturing companies that has the potential to grow and develop in a globally competitive market? This will also create more jobs for Australians and those within my electorate. This is such a missed opportunity. And as I mentioned before, our health system really I think it's broken, and something has to be done about it. Our hospitals have been overwhelmed in trying to keep up with patients. As a measure, I understand that an additional $227 million over 3 years from 2023 to 2024 to boost the capacity of Medicare urgent care clinics, including 29 new clinics across Australia. But at what cost? And what impact does this have on local GPs, especially in southwest Sydney, where there's a critical shortages of GPs? Why is Fowler left behind when it comes to healthcare? Following the release of the budget, I've had aged care providers and nurses reach out to me to share their disappointment with the budget. We all know that the aged care system is due for a reform and no longer fit for purpose. We are expecting an aged care bill to address the Royal Commission's findings. I held an aged care forum to get to the bottom of what was not working. Aged care professionals have shared that the aged care industry has become less attractive to work in, and they struggle to retain skilled professionals. Particularly within Fowler, there was a high demand for aged care professionals who can support older, culturally and linguistically diverse people. This was a big gap in providing the experience of an ageing population in the aged care services sector. The budget has put forward $65.6 million over 4 years, from 2024 to 2025, to attract and retain aged care workers, collect more reliable data, and improve outcomes for people receiving aged care services. This is a big figure. How exactly is the fund being utilised to attract and retain talent, though? This is elusive to me and the aged care professionals. Whilst I can go on about whether the government has fallen short in the budget for my constituents, my intention is to simply bring to the government's attention that we can do more to aid Australians, and the disappointing budget measures are a testament to this. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.